Let's take a look at a couple of more examples here. Here I have symmetry in the bounds again from negative pi over 4 to pi over 4, and I'm dealing with sine x. The question is sine x an odd or even function, or neither? Well, sine x is actually an odd function. And if I look at this in terms of the unit circle, this being 0 degrees, here's pi over 2, here's a negative pi over 2. In this direction, I have positive angles, and in this direction, I have a negative angle. And you can see that if I have an angle theta up here, and the y coordinate is going to be positive. If I have the same angle but negative, in other words, I'm going in this direction, so here I have a negative theta, here the y coordinate is negative. So sine is in fact an odd function. As soon as I make that determination, because these bounds are symmetric, I know that the solution to this is going to be 0. Now we can integrate this just to find out if you like. So the integral from negative pi over 4 to pi over 4 of sine of x equals a negative cosine of x evaluated from negative pi over 4 to pi over 4. This is equal to a negative of cosine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2 minus cosine of negative pi over 4 is also root 2 over 2. So this is 0, just as I said it was, without going through all this work. Now, it turns out here in this next one, I have the same bounds, I have symmetric bounds, but cosine is actually an even function. Again, if I think of it this way, 0 to pi over 2, in this direction is a positive angle, and in this direction is a negative angle. Well, regardless of where I am, in either of these quadrants, if I'm thinking this is quadrant 1 and quadrant 4, the x-coordinate here is what I associate cosine with. That's positive. Just like up here, the y-coordinate down here was negative, but the y-coordinate up here is positive. Here, the x-coordinate is positive in both these quadrants. And negative pi over 4 would be over here. Positive pi over 4 would be up here. So I know that cosine is in fact an even function. So I can integrate this as 2 times the integral from 0 to pi over 4 cosine of x dx, which equals 2 times sine x, valued from 0 to pi over 4. So this is 2 times sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. Sine of 0 is 0, so my solution is just simply root 2.